So Mike, what did you do after your RAF career?
Well, I couldn't get a job. I applied to just about every airline that was going at the time. I went for an interview with Shell Aviation down at Shell House in London, because my last tour was on the Dominies at Finningley, which is 125. So I was in the left-hand seat, captain on a 125.
Nice.
They told me it would take at least 2 years to move from the right to the left-hand seat, and I was already in the left-hand seat. So, but I didn't get the job. I then ended up. I went for an interview at CSE Aviation at Oxford, where they were teaching guys through PPL and CPL. It was mainly Arab students, because they were the only people who could afford to put people through the course. Spent a year there, got my full commercial instructor's rating, and then I went for an interview with Cathay, didn't get it. Where did I go after that? Oh, I went to Dan Air. I went to, I joined Dan Air on the 727.
Nice.
I just missed out on the 737 course by about 5 days. So they said, 727. Now normally, Dan Air, they would take you on the 748 first, the budgie, if you've not flown commercial jets. But I was lucky, so I basically went from a PA-28 to a 727, and I remember going in through the 727 is quite unique. It's got this air stairs at the back between the engines, so they used to drop the air stairs down,
right,
and you could climb in. And we did our base training at Teesside, Middleton St George.
Oh yes, that used to be its old name. Yeah,
there we go. So there were two of us actually with a training captain, and we had a flight engineer. That was another thing I'd never come across, a flight engineer.
Oh yes.
And they are worth their weight in gold, because they can fix things.
Yeah.
They are exceptional people. So yeah, I remember walking up the air stairs, and then walking through this empty aircraft full of seats, empty seats. Bloody hell, it's a bit big, isn't it? And it was. And we did circuit work there and so on. I was with Dan Air down at, I flew the 100 and the 200. 200 is the bigger one, obviously, but that was a nice machine, had the bigger engines. I was down at Gatwick for 18 months, and then I moved to Manchester. Enjoyed it. I loved Manchester, absolutely loved it. Then Dan Air went under in '92. So it was a case of go wherever. There was a company in Nigeria called Okada Air who'd got some second-hand Lufthansa 727-200s, and they were in great nick. They were really, really good. So I think I did 3 months there. Came back from there. I then went the cargo route. I joined Hunting Cargo, based at East Midlands. Irish register, so we all had to go and take the Irish air law exam and all that sort of crap. Did that for about 18 months or so, and I was still sitting in the right-hand seat, and I'd been flying the thing for nearly 8 years, and I was really getting a bit hacked off, because I was basically training guys who'd come off the Electra, who were captains now on the 727, who couldn't fly it. So I was there with my 4,000 hours or whatever, and there they are with about 150, and it was a bit soul destroying. Anyway, I went to DHL in Brussels, and that was night freight, but we worked 8 on 6 off, and it was a really good scheme. Worked well, got well paid for it as well, which is nice. And I really enjoyed that. They put me in the left-hand seat as a captain, and I'd only been there a couple of months. They made me a training captain, and I loved it. I trained the new guys. I'd done a lot of background in the Air Force and training anyway, because I was on Jet Provis and Skyvan. I haven't mentioned any of that rubbish, but I've flown some strange things. Commercially that was DHL. Then I joined EasyJet at Liverpool, flew the 737-300, and then they converted to Airbus. They got rid of the 73, big mistake. And we parted company. I won't go into the details, but we parted company, and I went to a company called Lat Charter up in Riga, who became Smartlinks, and flew the 320 with them. Then I lost my license. The CAA pulled my license when I was 63. Only had 2 years to go anyway, so a bit disappointed. I missed 2 years worth of money, but I mean, 43 years flying.
Yeah, you can't complain at all. Can you?
It's a long time. I mean, literally, virtually from just leaving school to 63. You know, it's a big chunk of your life when you think about it.
Absolutely.
Well, it's more than half mine anyway. I'm not that old really.
Absolutely.